Good morning, everybody. It's Jane. I hope you guys are having a great morning. I am continuing with our tray with the paint inlay. So if you didn't get a chance to watch yesterday's live, go check it out. It's on Facebook now under videos, and you can look on my Chalk Mercantile Facebook page or my Surface Anthology Facebook page. And then later on, probably tomorrow, I'm going to transfer all the videos onto the Surface Anthology YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notifications when you go over there, and then you'll know when they're all put up. And a project like this, I'll put in a playlist so you have all the videos together. But it's really good and dry now. So yesterday we painted, laid down the paint inlay, pieced these little side sections, and it's really dry. So now we're gonna pull these up. So the first thing you have to do, and I'm using my little mister bottle, and I really do love this. I just think it's fabulous. I'm just gonna mist the whole thing. And this has to get wet, and before you start pulling up the inlay, it should sit for about 30 seconds. And I'm going around the edge here because that's where I notice sticking. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm actually gonna wet my kind of paper towel pad I created. And just move around and make sure this is good and wet. See, there's areas I could see that I didn't wet. All right. Okay, and then after like 30 seconds, you start to pull your inlay off, and don't pull it up, you pull it kind of across. See how I'm doing right there? Looks great. Save these because you can use them again. And the second time you use them, the image is going to be softer. See, I always get caught up right at the edge. So I want to make sure I really soaked those. Use my right hand here. And I'm just pulling this. And remember, I pieced these with scraps. And I used a lot of scraps because, you know, I don't throw a thing away. Okay. That looks good. So there's the paint inlay pulled off, and I'll continue around the tray. Inlay looks great. Really, really looks good. And if you get little areas where the paper is, it rolls right off. So, and this is actually the first time that's ever happened. And I think it's because I did so many tiny pieces. I like this part. It's really cool. And I have these little tiny pieces that I use to kind of patch together. And if you feel like it's drying out, just give it a little spritz, because we really want that paint inlay to release. There we go. And we have all the sides. Now to get into the inside here. This should be interesting. So I have to get just a little corner. And this board is so rustic. Okay, there we go. Now I'm tearing, this one is tearing a little bit, and it's right at the edge. That's always where I have my challenge. It's right at the edge. And to be fair to the inlays, I did kind of paint over the edges because I applied the, you know, the edges after I put down the main inlay on the bottom of the tray. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? All right, we have one more piece and then one more little corner. There we go. Let me get this little corner. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, it's so springy. I just love it. And there's the corner. There's one more little piece I have to get. I might use tweezers for that. Now, I said I was going to distress this today, but the chalk paint is wet, or the clay paint. This is mud paint, my new paint. I have to get used to saying mud paint. So I have to wait for this to really be bone dry before I'm going to take a sanding block to it. But look at how gorgeous this inlay is. And I love this pale blue that I mixed up. I mixed up sky and there's simply white, just to lighten it a little bit, just to get like a sky blue, a really pale blue, almost white behind these flowers. But I absolutely love how it's coming out so far. And you can see where you'll get like little irregularities in the paint inlay, and some areas will be like flawless. And this board, as you remember, was really, really rough. So, you know, I expected to get lots and lots of texture like this. So I'm really, really happy. But before I will distress it, I'm going to wait for this to be absolutely bone dry, because we don't want to start smearing the paint with a sanding block. So that's it for this part. So I'll see you tomorrow for some distressing, and we'll finish it with some wax. So I will see you guys then. To see the first step of this, just go scroll down in my videos on my Surface Anthology page or my Chalk Mercantile page, and you can see how we started it. But look at that. That just says spring to me, and I can't wait. All right, you guys, happy painting. I will see you tomorrow.